Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode. In this episode, we're going to be working on the cockpit and the hatch panels. And yeah, it's a pretty rainy Saturday out here on Whidbey. So I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you guys learn something, and I hope you guys have fun. And I will see you guys at the end of the video. I am going to lay out the rear hatch panel, and so I'm going to cut a hole in the boat right here that you can load your camping gear into the boat through. So I have a template here, and I want to make sure that I don't put it, across a bulkhead. So the bulkhead goes right about here. So I'll give myself a couple inches, and I will try to put the hatch panel about there. That looks pretty good, right? That way you'll have plenty of room to get your stuff in, and you won't be, if you put the hatch panel too far back, then it kind of makes things awkward in terms of loading it. This way, if you have something longer, you can get it in and out. And actually, the back of this boat is really deep, so I'm hoping that there's a lot of packing space in the back here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pencil, and it doesn't work very well on the resin, but it kind of works enough. So you can kind of see the line, and then I'm going to go over that with painter's tape. Then I'll put the hatch panel cover back, the hatch panel template back over the tape, and now I'll trace it again. And this time I'm drawing on the tape, and I'll have a really good line that I'll easily be able to hit with the saw. Now, in order to make sure the two edges line up, I start drawing that. Now we'll go ahead and complete this here. And then you can cover over the rest of this with tape, and then cut that out or retrace that on top of the tape also. There you have it. You now have laid out the porthole that I will cut so that we have a rear hatch that we can access to put in our camping gear. Alright, so I am starting out by cutting a slot in the deck, and then I'm going to chase that with the jigsaw, cutting around the line that I marked in the tape. The tape actually helps with tear out from the jigsaw because the jigsaw is cutting on the upstroke, and it also helps to make the line more visible. So you see the panel drops inside the boat. We're going to need that later. Here we're laser cutting the logo that my wife made for me. She made it during one of her art classes that she took last summer, and managed to get it into the laser cutter, cut it out. Here I'm using the jigsaw on what is actually a table saw stand, and I actually really like doing jigsaw work with this stand. It's not ideal, it's a little bit short, but it does allow me to rough cut things without having to worry about the jigsaw blade hitting a nicer table. And then I can take things over the bandsaw on the Shopsmith to cut closer to the line. I'm gonna follow that up by going up to the line with a flap disc on an angle grinder. I could use the my sander, my bench sander, to do this, but it just seems easier, and I feel like I have more control using an angle grinder, which is a bit odd. And there you see me checking my work, and I seem pretty happy with it. The edges line up pretty nicely. Just running over the logo with some sandpaper just to sharpen up the edges. The laser cutter burns out a little bit from the edge and it makes like a ghost effect, and you can just clean it up with a saber. And then over to the drill press to drill the holes for the stitches. I marked out where those holes should go off camera. You can see the line a little bit in this shot here. Now I just put a light twist in the stitches, and then I tighten it up once I have it in the shape that I want. And here I'm tracing around the wooden panel that fell out of the deck, and then I'm going to sand it so that the resin will stick to it. Now what that does is it makes it so that the new panel, the hatch panel cover, fits down inside the deck because you've got the actual piece that you cut out from the deck glued to the bottom of it. And it also then takes the shape of the deck because you're just using the deck itself kind of as the thing that registers the shape of the panel. Here I am spreading out the resin, and then I'm going to clamp the two pieces of wood together. Now that really ties the shape together so that the two panels become one, and the hatch panels will take on the shape of the boat itself. Got some clamps, and off camera I actually used the finish nailer to drive some nails through just to make sure everything stayed where I put it. Now one thing is you don't want to leave these panels off the boat too long. In previous builds I've actually had these panels sag and the resin cures with the panels not lining up properly. The hatch panel covers are shaped, and the rear hatch panel cover, not only is it de-stitched and shaped, but I managed to keep the design in the wood. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I use a couple different techniques to get the resin smooth and to get it spread out on the fiberglass. I use a brush, I use a scraper. Basically you just want to get it down on the wood and you want to get it to soak in. It's kind of like doing the boat but at a much smaller scale. All right, so here you have it, two hatch panel covers. You can see on the rear hatch panel, the logo came out really nice. I'm happy with the way that it fits into this shape. And you can see on the inside of the boat is there, and that actually makes it so that when you put this on the back of the boat, it seals up really nicely and keeps the water out. Same thing on the front panel. And they're both fiberglass. They came out pretty smooth, and all in all, I can't complain. All right, beautiful people. Welcome to the end of another episode. I know this one was a short one, but I I kind of had to make a decision about what I wanted to fit in here and what would make it too long and what was a good stopping point, and that's kind of where we are right now. So, there are definitely some changes coming to the channel, which I'm going to go into in the next episode. Hopefully you guys learned a lot, and I really hope you guys have a great rest of your day. All right, see you in the next episode.